All right, so since we made a part 1 on this, we're gonna make a part 2 on it because I didn't get fully that deep into like how Scorpio is a medium in that first video, and I wanted to break that down even further. And so this goes back to the original topic or the original video that this comment comes from. If you haven't seen that video, go watch it, and I break down how Sagittarius as well as Geminis are like masters of communication, but we also have Scorpio energy, which can kind of say otherwise. And so this is why we also say it can say otherwise, just for the simple fact that, like we stated in the first part of this video, we stated that water signs can play both sides. They can play water as well as fire, which is light. But given that Scorpio is, like I stated, we have 3 water signs, right? We have Cancer, Scorpio, and then we have Pisces. Well, Scorpio is literally the zodiac sign that sits in the middle. And if you look at the Scorpio symbol, it literally looks like a M, which is what my fingers are doing. So Scorpio is the middle sign out of all 3 waters, right? It's the middle one. It's the one that sits in the middle. Well, when you look at Scorpio symbol, it's an M. The one that sits in the middle. The one that is a medium or the median. And when you look at the properties that are associated with Scorpio, Scorpio literally rules over death, sex, transformation, rebirth. And so when you think about it, when we physically like die or pass away, we leave our physical vessels, or our spirits or our souls, they leave our physical vessels. So Scorpio is that point in transition of like your spirit and your soul leaving or exiting this physical vessel, but it's also the point or origin in which your spirit and soul like entered this vessel or became merged with this vessel. And when we talk about the planet Mercury, so we just said merged, a spirit and a soul being merged. So Mercury deals with a merging. And even with the name Scorpio, when we say it's the middle, it's the medium, M-E, which is just like M-E-R, merge, me. It's a point of meeting, M-E-E-T-I-N-G. And so when we talk about Scorpio ruling over sex, right? Well, every zodiac sign rules over part of the body. The part of the body that Scorpio rules over is the genitals as well as the anal, like the anal cavity. And so even with the anal cavity, that is considered a sexual organ for men and women. And even for men, like that's where the prostates are located. So therefore men have a G-spot. But so getting back into how Scorpio deals with the point or origin, or the point in which the soul as well as the spirit intertwine with the physical vessel and become one. Like whenever you create a physical body, like whenever you generate a new body through sex, like you're creating a new human. Now a spirit and a soul have to be merged with that physical vessel that you just created. So Scorpio just deals with the union of spirit and physical coming together. And even when you look up, there's this phrase called, let me see, it's like le petit mort, M-O-R-T. I'm gonna put it up on the screen, but pretty much it means the little death. And it's talking about whenever we have an orgasm, that is the term or phrase that you would use for like having an orgasm. And that phrase or term, it literally means the little or mini death. And it's the little or mini death because it's from one point of transition to the next point of transition. So after, you have came, or after you have come to a certain climax, you release the sperm or whatever, right? So it's like a mini death. It's like a shedding of a shell. It's like when you burst open a nut. Look, we talk about bursting open a nut. When you burst open a nut and you take the nut or the seed of the nut out of its casing, it had to go or forego that process of like shedding or to become new. And so even when you think about like in terms of a nut, like think about how a nut is like a hard outer shell. It has a hard outer shell, right? So think about the zodiac sign Scorpio, how a scorpion has a hard outer shell. And it is soft and delicate on the inside. And the things that are on the inside are the things that are valuable, and the things that you treasure, and the things that you desire. And so even because Scorpio deals with emerging, that's why Scorpio is literally after the 7th zodiac sign. So the 7th zodiac, Scorpio is the 8th zodiac sign, by the way, but it comes after the 7th zodiac sign, which is Libra, and Libra deals with the scales, right? Y'all gotta stay tuned for part 3 because this gets so deep that Libra, we have to break down why it is significant that Libra comes before Scorpio, okay? So stay tuned for part 3.